the member of the National Assembly, the member of the National Assembly, now listen, who appears to the Council of State to be the leader of the political party or coalition of political parties that shall command the support of a majority of the members of the National Assembly. What a man who what? Appears to the Council of State. A man who appears to the Council of State to be the leader of the political party or coalition of political parties that will command the support of a majority of the members of the National Assembly. A man who appears, not a man who is in law office registered as the leader of DC. The king shall appoint as prime minister the member, the member of the National Assembly who appears to the Council of State to be the leader of the political party or coalition of political parties that will command the support of a majority of members of the National Assembly. Office. Provided that if occasion arises, for making an appointment to the office of Prime Minister while Parliament stands dissolved, a person who was a member of the National Assembly immediately before dissolution may be appointed to the office of Prime Minister. Who are is already dissolved. To dissolve Parliament means to promote. Dissolve. Not prorogue. I give out to prorogue. Who is it? Dissolve. Who to touch about my name in the trouble? I am not. We will about to meet one of our three. I'm going to provide Prime Minister. The Yava was your.
Okay, so you are.
I can tell them the moon hand. It's a whole of 2 pages. That is sufficient.
Okay, really. Motho ya tla kgetha go batona golo ke motho go bonalang eka ke moetapele wa party kapa di-party tse di kopantseng ka parlamenteng e le go molao o no ntse ka sebetsa hape le go sebediswa hape go kgetha leader of opposition in the parliament kapa e le gore he ge ka re molao o bone kapa o bona hetse o le moetapele wa DC.
Exactly. Ubane utlwe that shall command the support. Shall command the support. Kubane na o le jolo ba beso. Ke kubane. Go molao o fete ka parlamenteng ka mo. Ile molao wa legislation. E ba ke kabo ya ditšhelete, appropriation of public funds. Taba ene ka me hore e tshietswe ke bongata ba batho. Ha e ka tlhola for majority. Ha ina o fete. Ile more na ina le suit jolo ka America na ba. E ka tlameha go kwala department tse dintsa mmuso mone e le go di salary ha di a lokolwa ke parliament. Ha ke go include shutdown ya America hona jwale. Ma America ka mo na kgetweng ke setšhaba. Ha e ba sa fe president tšhelete o ga o e sebedisa ka molao a ke ba e sebedisa. Batho ba promotitswe na jwale. Ha o ba no hana se tuma jwa. Tšhelete tsena di ya jwa batho ba kgetweng ke setšhaba. Therefore go mo dira tona go o tla mea go batho ba ile mo le setlhopha mo ba gona ga tla mo support ha ba tsholo jwa ntja enyele go gana o le tona go at any one time se gawile sa magatswa se Finish. A member who appears to be the leader of party or even coalition of parties. Me party here don't elate la tofono ha bole ya na law office.
Oh, okay.
Who were about I didn't know about independent. What I party thing about it. Pass about this law office. Fela money IEC ba register ba nominate ba kgethwa. You don't have to be a member of any party. Okay, camera on your own, get into this parliament on your own, belonging to no political party, and be so dynamic that these people will support. He is our prime minister. That member who appears to be a leader of party, political parties. No party is a different entity. Whole law office. Then how that DC? Kia law office. Imola own. Yes. Empire will saga parlamenting on the summer. Then he kind like a moon from a bunch of nobodies. Empire can Muson. You know, really, well, 100%
Okay, me. I say, I'm making it to go back. You could have gone with the company.
So go back and I have a film in the matter. Make it look at the cover of jail. Another opposition in a Sotrakaji. I promise you, come to Mupela, you will never hear of the Tuna Lawn. I get a lot of Brella and I had a Leo, the Kukute. Dika Samantha Fitata, Amohava, Valley, living Titunia. We watch the world at the time, Havana opposition. The Democratic anything is a Tosa coalition government, Degaji. When I give money that day, 6 years ago, after I'm pointing at the minister, he uses 2 laws and give him 1 hour after the 80. Who will farm? If they water, what will man? It can even be a man. And that man, come how would he He escaped with that baby. If it had hit him, it would hit the child as well. That's what about Baba. Have a low position. Tell her when you live me, I have to ask them to take. Then I will live. Do not realize about the age of assassinating you. When Baba Baba were in opposition, not DC. On a to try Putulas as a Trishabile, about Papa, Garisale Fats High. We will have no hand in it. Anyway, opposition are old. Without faith. Had DC opposition, kilometer per way on. Matuna Sutra Baba level of tree. Now I have a few, Bashapa side. Now I have a few. Follow it on level of tree. Have a woman of the guy over it. Mapirama Tunarona. I never see Zingo and in opposition. That's bad politics. That's poor politics at its worst. How about the politics in Tay? It is criminal thuggery. Yes. And how can I say how can I say I will be the first person to condemn it unequivocally. The first thing in the morning, I get to have it. What a challenge to the man. I was going to say, yes, I didn't see at 209. That's where the difference lies. But it's about one low. No other opposition. Hatabua, Hana Leona, Hana Leona. We are a minority, and they enjoy the support of the majority of the members of parliament. By the way, school fees. Harvasa Teole, Baha, Alabama, Recopa, who vote to them. Consider the Lava, Hello, Hoba, one of our Macasunda. Wana go ka mo ka sonta a gana go hlo. Ge tsontse tlhatlamang wana motho mo tsa di bale a di ka le mo. Ba tswa lo ba passport o ba di etsa 400 tsa mafuta. Ya ba ha we lost. Fa ke di ba ka tsela matona go. Ka patona go ya go. Ke mo tlhompe tu. Kana ka tla kopana ba ke tsa meding ya masi. Le tla tshaba letsatsi ke bona ba le tshaba le tla tshaba jwale ebe re kgahlane
ya kgahlana
batho ga kgahlana ba imeding ya masimo motho a ya ka lebaka motho wa hae jwale ga tla ka lebaka motho ene ke se ke le be tsa lwena nne molao wa pele o dizi ya ketang ka dikgetho ilo etsa go theola school fees. That is number 1. Ki o theola di passport. Di re tlotse ka mo ka parlamenteng. It's lawful. That's a parliamentary sovereign decision of our parliament. Fela ona ga fika. Re lo se theola ba ne re ka se theola. And le re sa theola le dikgetho. And le re se theola la mafuta ana bana ba bona ba dutse mahae ka je. Go thatwa ga tsimo phaka ba dutse hae mo a sa ya. You know me now, and you know now. This is what you will find. Not a Bible. And this constitution. Even a mere media. How dear the wood lick. Came is this to the community?
Should there be anything else?
Yes. Come back to my house, call me, I'm at your disposal.
Thank you.
I come from the media background. I would like to be your friend. I'm your friend.
Hello. Thank you so much.
One house I was and train about leader of opposition. La hope I want to go how am lawyer has a it's one of the lawyer how long take against my tap? Never have a leader of opposition. Lead. You have to lead.
On a more relaxed note, I'm really impressed, but I'm not touched. From different perspectives. As a media person, so I my own take towards you. But now this has been an opportunity to know you better. And in you I see a lot of it.
He should be shot on sight. Yes. I'll tell you where I went to school. But we should place value in human life and sanctity of the human person. It's more now it's a man a thief. A thief house did how did you read the channel? And now he's not a thief. He's not to be shot on sight. He must be given a true due process. And it's about time we all woke up to that reality. Relax. No, Lesotho is dangerous. Mr. President, you don't dare do that. He is no longer mentioning it. 100 days, le ke le bona le go le go. Ya ga ya tama 100 days. So fi go 100 days 100. O utlwa ho. You know, I give Mao up again. When I talk about the farm to 100 days, Hemofile all of 5 years. And we know Hamafa Mata, Hamofauna for all of 5 years, not 100 days. And they volunteered it. They volunteered it. That's what I told you. In Bayatama, one on our ways are. One of them are fire. Ori, Hamutale is a hole. Yes. Kapagi me anachuro. Ha. When I am working about Bago 100 days. Bafwe
5 years.
1,000 plus 1,700 and something days. 1,000, and they chose by impressive to 100. Always go around to the whole of by 100 days. Was one of the guy.
South Africa.
No, South Africa no. That's an American approach. Final system, America one. The Hatozate, the president, which has been prescribed by the Constitution of the United States. Let's say America president. Kila go be fair. Has Manda, has Mkrebo, has Shonta, has any other weekday. It has to be on a Tuesday of November of a year divisible by 4 with no change, and the first Tuesday following the first Saturday. Why that detailed prescription? Tuesday, if you first Tuesday, but that Tuesday wouldn't be following the first Saturday. You would have to wait for the next Tuesday, following the first Saturday of November of the year divisible by 4. So, Obama actually got 2012. It's divisible by 4. It's about 2016. There is no a different model, the Westminster model, where the Prime Minister can wake up in the morning and call for a fresh snap election. In our British system. That's our system, the model that we followed and copied. Why America every 4 years, just like the soccer tournament, just like the Olympics, except for America, it's in a year divisible by 4, first Tuesday of November, following the first Saturday. Imagine, okay, let's say the first Saturday, okay, Tuesday, okay, the first Monday. Tuesday, which was the first Tuesday, following the first Monday of that year. In the first Tuesday of November, but it doesn't follow the first Saturday. If Saturday is appears on November, it's 300 days. But to now, by 70 but 1. I feel what's already had. If who are the moon to moon, president elect. He is not the president of the United States of America. He is president elect. Minutes until Ahumesa inaugurate Kamolao on the stairs of the Capitol, Paramending America, will be the 20th of January of the following year. Then the remainder of November, all of February, all of January, until the 20th, he becomes president. And how better, he counts 100 days. Another 60-something days. And Matazianwa, 20th January, are intended for his administration. In America, the Obama administration. You know how many they are? 200,000.
That form part of his administration.
200,000 people. Me how to be restricted to parliament. In fact, he doesn't have to look in parliament at all. Okay. Investing the best professor. I industry man a chief of captain of business. His cabinet. Make 20 hires inaugurate January. Basevality. 100 days from there, he hits the ground running. And that other system, it doesn't apply to our circumstances. PS, remember? System to PS, permanent secretary. Why is he permanent? He doesn't come and go with the regime. You know, America, you hire your own administration. It's embedded in the constitution of the country. And you are given from the first Tuesday of the year divisible by 4 following the first Saturday until the 20th of January. The best you can get in the country. President his own administration. You come in with your own administration. And when you hit the ground, so, and how come did you have to be a minister to find that out? Sitsimi says that school. Unotama minister Kapili. Otseva China. Ha ha chulo. Ha you don't know into what happened to the whole. Kapayu Kavazis. Paputulei. Paputulei. Mon travail, c'est la faire. J'allais essayer de faire un peu de il est gagné tout le whole minister. À sortir, je vais me salir à la ou sur les filles. Rakabouche, tu vas faire un haut fille. Il va avoir ça. Quel civil servants? How can I fee? One quarter. Kilomaria moto, kilomaria moto. How can I fee? What one quarter? Eh? Como sono di molevato. Como sono di molevato. So can you salale? Ci futu malalo no. But cavolo non di molevato. Triaga ora che sgolo kai. Ngao fa yona.
Ko pa skira ya hona page.
I believe I forgot it's on the internet. How long?
You still want to hear it coming from you?
What is your take on that?
Very reluctant to say anything. I'm most reluctant. Facts are there for you to see. What I can assure you, Sajiri has gone to the lawyers. And what I can say, you can quote me as having said that, he will not be charged criminally. But, Molato, how boldly. Sadi no ile ngake. Ya mo fumana di injury. We ile morene. A reporter away. She has been advised to go to the police, but that this one will not be charged. We have to wait. Mane molatu. How boldly. Lagawana.
Wonderful.
I can never try my hand to go here. Little Tisa, Letise, and you are setting a precedent of what to do with people who have the of power. Because you are setting precedents. We'll turn him inside out. We will turn him inside out. It's done in turns, one at a time. Discover when how to get him how about handing over so long one day. What are always persecuted politically that day? One, I get it, Kipina. If you're how a popular, but you want people of how as I do. So, can I do that? It's one and that is what I'm saying. All I'm saying, that is one. I don't think he will be charged. I don't think he will be charged. The fact is, the poor man who can't believe it. I got some invitation since yesterday. So I have nothing to say beyond that. I am saying he will not be charged. When we live in a context, the best that this context will do is to dismiss him. They are left with no choice. But what you about they are on post. Why am I a leader of opposition? Leader of DC. Are the two concepts compatible? Can they coexist?
They can. They can. As they are. I hear your role as leader of opposition is, as a member of this, to look at the leading party currently and oppose members and Bali. Whereas Ndade, now on the other side, I feel he should be responsible for the party that he's leading. As a Kinigahara opposition party leader.
Alright. 30% correct.
30%.
Only 30% correct. Or maybe 40.
That's still a
There are two sets of laws which apply to those two different positions. Leader of a party, Society's Act. Societies Act is an act of parliament. Where the leader of opposition is prescribed by the constitution, which is not an act of parliament. That is the main fundamental reason. But under Societies Act, Ungolisa Credit Union, political organization, and the NGO, the orphanage, and so on, political parties fall in the general category of society. Well, under Societies Act, you have to register a political party, as the DC has been registered. Its leader, under the constitution of the country, which is the supreme law, any grouping of people in parliament elected by the people of Lesotho, any grouping, I repeat, any grouping, we as these 15 men, we as these 48 men, we as these 65 men and women, form a group, and our leader, habitual leader of that group. You know, block on a leader, government in a leader, opposition in a leader, and that's how I became leader. It is grouping of Nadera plus DC as a grouping. Inside Parliament, a party in Parliament is a different concept to a party in law office. That's 100%.
Wow.
So the terms is key leader law office under Societies Act. I am leader in Parliament under the Constitution. Me, how can I share chapter 2, article 2 of this Constitution? You look at that sounds like I okay. Just the Constitution. Article 8.
Where's this Constitution made available for the public?
Government printing.
Government printing. But it's a very short sentence. I think it's one sentence or two. Slowly.
This Constitution is the supreme law of Lesotho. And if any other law is inconsistent with this Constitution, that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void.
Finished. By who don't I think? Irremolau. Omo Mila yo, Yasu. Me have guys around Mola. Ohana nega about Tulanele constitutional. Omo Fellow Kimata. Onamon Wizard. Well, how to lead in Parliament? Here's around the Constitution.
Kikupa hubuza. Nani saka wakafanya kama ikutu rata wenyewe. Ndate taba. Ki leader ya Mekhalim right. So
that's right.
So kibuza hona hakuna mwana muhumu mutu eo ili mukhatanu itamele umetabilwa party.
No. How to it doesn't say we might have a party or office. Who painted section 83 of this Constitution. And remember, it claims to be what? Yeah. And so it is. Section 83 is very interesting. It's a little bit long. It's a little bit long, so you need to read it. You work a prorogation and dissolution of parliament. Prorogation is when you finish one session in the business. The king may at any time prorogue or dissolve parliament. At any time. First Tuesday following the first Saturday of the month of November of a year divisible by 4. Remember that? Okay. Good. Parliament, unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years. Unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years from the date when the two houses of Parliament first meet after any dissolution, and shall then stand dissolved. At any time when the Lesotho is at war, you have got 9 to 3. Now, in the exercise of his powers to dissolve or prorogue Parliament, the king shall act in accordance with the advice of the Prime Minister. Full stop. Provided A. If the Prime Minister recommends a dissolution and the king considers that the government of Lesotho can be carried on without a dissolution, and that a dissolution would not be in the interest of Lesotho, he may refuse to dissolve Parliament. He may, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State. He may, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, refuse to dissolve Parliament. He may, acting on the advice of the Council of State. B. Provided that if the National Assembly passes a resolution of no confidence in the government of Lesotho and the Prime Minister does not, within 3 days thereafter, either resign or advise a dissolution, the king may, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, dissolve Parliament. Advise dissolution of Parliament. Advise dissolution. Resigning. He may dissolve Parliament. Providing if the office of Prime Minister is vacant, right, and the king considers that there is no prospect of his being able within a reasonable time to find a person who is the leader of a political party or a coalition of political parties that will command the support of a majority of the members of the National Assembly, he may, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, dissolve Parliament.